spoke previously, we talked about that your, really big long-term goal is to be able to just kind of support a comfortable lifestyle with your writing.
Yes.
So I want to start with just a little bit of more specific goal setting. So in 5 years, where do you feel like you would need to be on track for that goal?
I would like to sort of have a balance of consistent sales of books, but also developing passive income so that, because books rise and fall, with time. You usually have like a big influx when the book first comes out and then it tapers off. But I would also like to develop like some passive income that can help balance out when the book sales are low. So just kind of having that better business just all around so that the money's a little bit steadier coming in.
And based on that, where do you feel like you want to be by the end of this year, ideally?
Ideally, at the end of this year, I would just like to see more interest, I guess, in my books.
Okay.
I do marketing blitzes ahead of releases, and I see like a small bump, but then it's like, oh, I'm here. It's like a flash in the pan. It's here, it's gone, and then there's nothing else. I've been
so you're not seeing you're seeing that big strong spike when a book comes out, but you're not seeing that. It seems like you're not really bringing people into your series in between book launches.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been doing a lot of conventions this year, trying to put, a face to the name and, connecting to my readers and trying to narrow down like exactly who my ideal reader is. And so like, I definitely want to develop more of a stronger, consistent presence on the socials, because I know that's where a lot of people tend to find you. And I just want to really develop the consistency. I want repeats. I would love to have repeat readers that review or spread it word of mouth or something.
Okay, excellent. So if you could put something measurable on your goal for the end of this year, do you want to see more engagement on your Instagram? Do you want to see more reviews?
I would like to see more reviews, because I know that that's what helps people to decide on if they want a book or not. My Instagram and TikTok I feel fairly comfortable. They're slowly growing. So like it's slow progress, but I am engaging more with people. And when people engage back with me, that's slowly going. But I would like to see more reviews being left.
Okay. Awesome. So let's dive in. I'll pull up I have a lovely little checklist that I work from. So we are going to start analyzing your marketing funnel. We're going to go from the inside out.
Okay.
So we're going to start with your books and then move kind of outward to distribution, strategy, website, and hopefully we'll get to social media. Because I think that's what everybody always wants to talk about. So I did do my homework. I kind of, I looked at your reviews. So it looks like you've got mostly positive reviews, but not a whole lot of them.
I've only ever received like one mild negative review, but that was like an in-person thing. They felt like they wanted to directly tell me.
Oh, lovely. Thanks so much.
Yeah. And that's fine. Everyone's styles a little bit differently, and some grammar rules do kind of change in how things are done. And they just didn't vibe with the way that the book was being written. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, thank you. I mean, I appreciate you wanting to tell me. I'll definitely go back, peruse over to make sure it's not that major of an issue. But, even after several rounds of editing between myself, beta readers, and a professional editor, things are still going to make its way through.
Right. Did you use a professional proofreader?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, I use...
So, there's never... I mean, even when I read traditionally published books, there's typos.
Yeah, it's the nature of the beast, unfortunately.
Yeah. So, let me pull up your Goodreads. Get my screen share going on here. Goodreads. Okay. All right. Can you see me? Can you see my screen here? Yep. So I've got your Goodreads pulled up. I love that you have such an engaging very like human kind of profile here. You really, it's more, I feel like it's more engaging than people being like, well, I've been writing since such and such time and I was in this magazine and yada, yada, yada. Like people are more interested in knowing who you are as a person. So I really like that you have that here.
Thank you. These things are the bane of my existence.
Yeah, really. So for the Lost Guardian series, you got 8 ratings on the first one, 3 ratings on the second one. So we're seeing positive reviews, but a very small number. So I do think that probably the best thing that you could focus on this year is to really hustle for more reviews.
Yeah, I have no idea how to do that.
Okay, we're going to work on it. So you do own your Goodreads account. Do you have an account on Storygraph or any other review site?
No, I do have like a book blur, book. I don't know what it's called. Book blur, I can't remember the name of it.
BookBub?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
I do have one of those. I do. Yeah, those are the only 2 that I have that are like strictly author ones.
Okay. Excuse me. So we talked about you did get professional editing, you got professional proofreading. Did you run ARCs?
I tried, got no interest on it. And
okay.
Further, and it was especially with like I had beta readers. So I had like a small group of beta readers to help me out. I couldn't get ARCs out, and then like I know that if they didn't read the first book, it's going to be really hard to get ARC readers for second and third ones.
Yes.
And I even offered to give free digital copies of the first one if they wanted to like, I can either tell you a big synopsis or I can give you a free one if you want to do the second one as well.
Okay.
So gotcha. I tried that, but I still got like no interest.
Yeah, you got crickets mostly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And it looks like you're in KDP Select, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
So you're in Kindle Unlimited?
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, and are your books available anywhere else besides Amazon right now?
As of right now, no.
They are anywhere.
The first 3 are through Amazon, like the KDP Create Space back when it was that, and then the subsequent 3 are done through Ingram Sparks.
Okay. So did you publish to Amazon through Ingram Spark?
Only for physical. I left the Kindle through Amazon because it was a better royalty.
Okay.
Versus Ingram Sparks.
Yeah. I will say Amazon really rewards you for doing everything through their own platform. Yeah. So it's something I typically recommend is to not use any kind of aggregator to go to Amazon for print.
Yeah.
So it might be worth your time since we're really kind of like, we just need to get as much traction as we can, I think, as far as getting you these reviews. Yeah. Amazon will be more likely to push your books out if they're in KDP.
Yeah, the only reason why I did Ingram Sparks is because I was trying to get into brick and mortar.
Right.
And I was trying to work with indie bookstores alongside.
Sure.
They don't do Amazon for physicals.
Right. And you can do both. So you can be through Ingram Spark. You can go into Ingram Spark and say, don't tell Ingram Spark, put me everywhere except Amazon. Okay. Pull that listing from Amazon, then go into Amazon KDP. I'm assuming that you own your own ISBNs. Do you?
Yes, for the later ones I did, yeah.
Okay, for the later ones, okay. Mm-hmm. So if you own that ISBN and it's not one that Ingram gave you, then you can go into Ingram, say, unpublish me from Amazon, take me off of Amazon, go back in and go directly through Amazon KDP for the ebook and print. Ebook's already there, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And then that's the reason I asked that is because it's relevant to this question. Do you ask for reviews in the back matter of your book?
Actually, no, I don't.
Okay.
I've never seen that done. Mm-hmm. And so I've never even thought about it.
Okay. So that's something it's really easy to do with the ebooks. And with the ebooks, you can even put a link.
Okay.
And then with your print books, and this is a great reason, now with Ingram Spark, they make you pay to update your print books because they have to then go to their printers and say, pull that version and put in this version.
Yeah.
But I believe if you join the Alliance of Independent Authors, I think they still offer a perk. I'd have to double check on this. I think they offer free changes in Ingram as a perk.
Okay.
So in the back, do you have like a little blurb about you in the back of the books?
Yes,
Okay.
and I've updated it, like, typically, like, as I like get a little bit better about describing myself in third person to not sound like a total jackass. And then I've added a QR code that takes them to my website.
Okay.
So they could just.
Oh, yeah, you do have a QR code. That's great. That's very slick.
I list it, out in words, but then I also have a QR code that they can scan that leads them to my website because I'm trying to funnel through my website for everything, and then it helps to centralize stuff.
Yes, that's a very good idea. So you do have that. So really, all you need to do when you could hold off on doing this in Ingram because I'm guessing you're probably not getting a ton of sales through Ingram just because most indie authors don't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly it's just I order stuff from there in bulk when I get ready for conventions.
Gotcha.
That's where they're at. So it's like, all right, physical copies. I need this, and that. And I had contemplated this year just kind of taking my stuff off or out, I guess, continuing the distribution for it because like it's hard to get into brick and mortar. Like I know that they have their shelf life and I'm like, okay, their cost effectiveness of like what I get royalty wise is really not getting, it's kind of getting more expensive to print. And so I'm getting less. And Amazon's like marginally better, but for similar quality. So that has been something I've just been kind of bouncing back and forth at.
Okay. It is the biggest benefit of being in Ingram for print is that they can, if a reader goes into their favorite local bookstore or any bookstore and they say, I want this book, can you order it from me? They can say yes.
Yeah.
So it's mainly just like more points of access for the reader. But like I said, most bookstores have like primarily traditionally published books. And it's a nice feather in your cap to be in bookstores, but it's not where indies make most of our money.
True, yeah.
So about reviews. Okay. So let's take a look now at your Amazon. What am I doing? There we go. I get really into the conversation and then I forget how to use my software. Okay, so what books are you pushing the most right now? What are you mostly focused on? You focused more on getting engagement for The Lost Guardian, or more for the Tale of Blades and Darkness?
The Tales of Blades and Darkness, because that's the current one that I'm working on.
Gotcha. Okay, this is the first one, right? Serpent's Coils? Excellent. Okay.
Yep. And that one just actually won an award, so.
Oh, cool. Congratulations.
And I made sure to put that on all of my socials and my videos. Like, this is the now award-winning book. Please read it and review it.
Gotcha. Okay. So it's so you're in Kindle Unlimited. Your ebook is priced at $4.99. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And the paperback is $20. Okay, it looks like the your blurb is different for the ebook version versus the print version. Oh, that's because the print is coming in from Ingram, isn't that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why. That makes sense. Let's take a look at. So let's compare this price-wise to the new adult fantasy bestsellers. Okay, so I think cover-wise, I think your cover fits in with these. It looks like it's a similar color palette, similar styling as these that are doing really well in KU. Price point for the Kindle edition is about right, I think. I'm not seeing like lots of $4.99s, $5.99s, $4.99, all kind of right around that price point. So I think that you're good on that front. Now, something that you can do on Amazon that I always recommend doing is you can actually add your subgenre into the subtitle of the book. So let me actually go back to the new adult fantasy. Yes, so you see how this one, it says The Bond That Burns, a dark academia fantasy romance with dragons and vampires. Mm-hmm. That really helps your Amazon SEO. And that's just when you go into Amazon, your back end, just add that into your subtitle. Okay. And you can load it up with keywords because people want to know. They want to be able to know it at a glance. What's this all about? Okay. So you're using Ingram Spark is the only aggregator you're using right now, which makes sense because you're in KU at the moment. Do you feel good about being in KDP Select and being in Kindle Unlimited?
I don't see anything really. I don't know much about it. And like other than like how to get things to work, and I look at the reports, I don't see much of a difference in anything that I do with it. Okay. If that makes any sense. Like, it's there.
Gotcha. You feel like you're in Amazon KDP just because?
Yeah, like it's an ebook option. Like people need it, It's the same thing like with the audiobooks for me. Like it's another avenue to go through because everyone has different things. But it's like I'm not seeing like a benefit one way or the other from using it. All right. I just know that it's the best way to not everyone is going to be able to read a physical book. Some people only read ebooks. Just like how some people that don't read anything at all, they have to listen to it. So it's just trying to meet my readers where their needs are.
Gotcha. So I guess the question is why KDP Select versus wide distribution of your ebook?
Honestly, I'm not even sure if I made a conscious choice with that. Okay. I can't remember because it's been a while and I've had so much stuff going on. I just I might have just not selected the wide distribution. Right.
Okay.
They have like all the free stuff, and you just like okay, this looks good, and just kind of roll on without much thought of what everything kind of means.
Gotcha. So you just kind of chucked it in Amazon and didn't, and just said, just let it be.
Yeah,
okay. Would you be interested in wide distribution
for ebooks? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's something maybe to consider for the future. Maybe not something because obviously there's it's like a 90-day non-compete clause that you have with Amazon.
Yeah.
So the way that people distribute their ebooks widely into other retailers and other markets is usually through an aggregator. There's the two big ones are Draft to Digital and Publish Drive, and both of those will get you into a shit ton of bookstores, shit ton of online bookstores. They'll do Barnes and Noble, Kobo, Apple Books, all of these. And places you've never even heard of, places in Europe, places in Asia, places places that you had no idea that there might be people who would read your books. Okay. So that is a possibility. Maybe we'll just throw that on the list, but not make it a priority just yet.
Yeah.
Because KU can be really helpful sometimes when you're just trying to push for reviews.
Yeah. I guess I just didn't figure that there was that much of a difference. Because you think of Amazon being worldwide to begin with,
right? And they are, but they're not in every English-speaking market.
Yes,
and they're not the preferred in every English-speaking market. Kobo is actually really big in Canada, and I know you were talking about wanting to do at some point doing your first series as an omnibus.
Yeah,
yeah. I have that right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So re-release it as a. So box sets sell really well on Kobo. So maybe that's something to research but not take action on yet is take a look at Draft to Digital, take a look at Publish Drive, and see if either of those appeals to you. Draft to digital, they will take a percentage of the sale, because they're doing a lot of work for you, basically. So you're paying them for convenience. Publish Drive, I believe, still operates as a flat monthly fee. So it costs this much for us to distribute these for you, and then you keep 100% of the sales.
Okay.
I think D2D might be in more stores, but I'm not 100% on that. And then there's also Street Lib, which is usually one that I recommend going into on top of either Publish Drive or D2D, because they reach more of the international markets.
Okay.
All right. So we talked about getting you into KDP Print for Amazon. So are you in libraries at all? Are you available to libraries through Ingram Spark?
I can't. I am. I just don't think I am.
Okay. You don't think anybody has? Nobody's taken you up on it yet.
No, I haven't seen anything, and I was actually just half tempted to just take a set of my books to a library. Like, here, I'm a local author. I'm donating these. Can you please add these to your, thing?
Yeah, and you can definitely do that.
Yeah,
especially like for local libraries and local bookstores. If you show up and you're like, "Hey, I live here."
Yeah.
Like, this is the book I wrote. Local books. Most indies, when they're in physical bookstores, they're in their local bookstores.
Yeah. I have a pretty good relationship with the two indie stores here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not carried in them, but like it's like a process of like, vetting and stuff like that. So like right now, the lack of reviews and the lack of sales are what really are inhibiting. Sure. Even though the one of the people that I gave them sample to, they're like, it's really good, and she keeps harassing at me that I need an agent to do something to do better, because she's like, there's no reason why it shouldn't be doing better.
Right. The reason it's not doing better is just because people haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing most of your sales come from Amazon. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So let's hop on over to your website. Cool. So I like that that you have simplicity here. Just wanted to point out, you have a typo here. Okay. I think you're missing the word wood.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. But other than that, I like that it's simple. I like that it's not too text heavy, so you're not falling into that trap. You've got your socials right here. Mm-hmm. And Instagram's your main social, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then you have your books listed here. See, and you've got a newsletter. Do you post to your newsletter?
Yes, I do it once a month right now, because that's about all that I can manage consistently.
And that's a reasonable timeline, I think. Sometimes if you pester your newsletter too often, they get a little annoyed. So I think once a month, unless you have special news to share, is a good amount. And then you do have links to buy your books. Yes. And then are these you can download a free like the first chapter? Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. I actually just simplified the website because it used to be a lot more complicated than this. I figured it's just easier because each book had its own page. Oh. Mm-hmm. And so I just redid it under as one thing, because I figured that would be easiest and probably most likely to encourage them to want to get the next one.
Gotcha. And how did you pick these colors? Like for your homepage and the back, did you do any market research, or do you just like green?
It's kind of evolved a little bit. It used to be more of like a dark academia style, but then I felt like it was too dark and the colors were kind of all over the place. And I figured the green and gold, which actually was what my business card was, I kind of liked how that looked. Green is like a very calming color. It's very mellow. It's not very screaming in your face. It also is growth and wealth and like nature-y, and just kind of like a nice, good, neutral color without being beige.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like your color palette. I think that it works for the genre that you write in. Is your email list backed up?
My email list for the newsletter? Yes. It's I do it through oh god, the monkey one. My brain
MailChimp.
yes, MailChimp.
Mm-hmm. And then do you have how often do you pull the email list and like save them somewhere else? Do you have it backed up?
I have like a spreadsheet that I kind of
Okay.
put them to, because some
Excellent.
people they're not subscribers, but they're like people that I send my stuff to, because I've done collaborations with them. I want to make sure I keep their emails, and then I
Right.
keep
So
sending
you've
them
got
stuff.
contact. Yeah.
Yeah, now I have their emails, so like, hey, I'm going to keep kind of sending you some things, and maybe you'll subscribe, or maybe you'll want to collab with me, and we stay connected that way.
Do you have kind of a consistent sign off at the end of your newsletter?
Yes, I usually tell them. I usually start off with like, greetings, my lovelies, and then it's, I wish them a like a best rest of their month, and then it's like until next time.
Okay. So one thing that I think I would like you to do is to just include, and you can just be your cut and paste sign off. Just as a reminder, I would love it if you'd review my books if you haven't yet. Just, it's not obtrusive, it's not in your face, but it gives people that like, oh yeah, I haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's get over to Instagram. Okay, screen share again. How many times am I going to have to remind myself how this works? There you go. Excellent. Okay. So the first thing obviously that pops up is your bio here. Award-winning author, map maker. It doesn't say what genre you write in though.
Okay.
So that might be something to adjust a little bit.
Yeah.
Award-winning fantasy author. If you've got enough characters, that's the word I'm looking for. If you have enough characters. And honestly, if you can't get, if you don't have enough characters to add fantasy to award-winning author, cut the award-winning, because readers don't usually care.
Yeah.
They just want to know if they're going to like your books.
Yes.
Map commission, so people can order maps from you.
Yeah. I've done a couple freelance ones for a few friends of mine. I do maps for D&D games, and I just figured that would be just like another source of. I like making maps. I can get a map done in like 8 hours. Like It's hyper focused. I can get it done, and I love book maps to begin with, and I know that those suckers are expensive. I had to learn how to do it, or my book would not have one.
Right.
And so, like, I really, was kind of hoping to help out other indie authors by, cost-effective mapping. Because just like one map alone can cost you upwards of like $1,000 depending on who you find.
Sure. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay. So I definitely see lots of fantasy stuff here. What I don't see is I don't see like a really strong brand coming through in your Instagram posts.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean like branding elements would be like colors, fonts, things that, when people are just scrolling, where they stop and say, oh, that's KN Timofeev. That's my favorite person.
Yeah.
Obviously you're everybody's favorite person. So where do you usually make your Instagram posts? Do you make them in Canva or?
It's a mixture. I use Canva and BookBrush.
Okay.
I feel like BookBrush sometimes has really good. Their 3D mock-ups so that you can make of like books looks a little bit better than Canva's. Although Canva's a lot easier to work with than BookBrush when it comes to just generalize, like the middle post where it has one of my characters there. That's a lot easier to do in Canva than it is on BookBrush.
Gotcha. So just looking at this picture, just because we have this pulled up right now, what I would like to see is I'd like to see that same green and gold that's on your website.
Okay.
And that'd be just a really easy way to make your posts more branded, is just kind of build yourself a little brand kit, pull the colors and fonts directly from your website.
Okay.
And usually you're going to want to have, you know, 1 or 2 fonts and 3 to 5, 2 to 5 colors.
Yeah.
And you just use that stuff in everything that you make, and it makes it much more recognizable.
Okay.
And, if you wanted to get fancy, you could put like a texture or a gradient over that green background, but you don't have to. I'd say let's keep it simple for now.
Okay.
Because recognizable and well-branded is better than fancy, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, I don't see you. I don't see your face here.
I don't photograph myself well.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of photos of me per se.
Mm-hmm.
If I do have photos, they're typically just random. I'm grody looking because it's me and my husband out doing things, which is fine on the occasion, but as for like nicer photos, or like that photo of that I use as my profile photo of that's me at my first con.
Yeah, and that's so cute. You look great. You've got such a great smile. Your personality shines through.
Yeah, I don't like, but basically, I don't have a lot of myself.
Okay, is that like an insecurity thing?
No, it's just largely because when I'm working like my Instagram. My TikTok has my face a lot because obviously, you're looking at it.
Yeah,
I do post. I don't post them to my feed, although probably I could. I post a lot of things to my stories, and then I'll like save it that way. But I guess I can start posting some of my TikTok videos to my feed, just to add my face a bit more.
Yeah. And I think, you've got a great personality. You're really fun to talk to. And I think that and people really like to see a human element.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I tell people, even if you're not comfortable having your face on camera, having your hands on camera makes a difference.
Yes.
Because humans like to see other humans. All right. How often are you posting on Instagram?
This month has probably been my best month where because I printed out a calendar. I have like a cork board over here where I have like YouTube and marketing and newsletter stuff, and then I just have a calendar for posting because if I don't try to plan out, then I won't do. So I did about twice a week, sometimes more if I finished a book, and so like that's the ones where it's just like the book and the stars is where like talk about like elements that I liked out of it. But mostly it's like about twice a week, at least once a week. I try.
Okay. Sure. Let's, I think ideally, let's try to bump it up to 3 times a week.
Okay.
And you can do this slowly.
Yeah.
Let's try to, first step, bump it up to 3 times per week, and have being able, and doing video content will make that easier because you can just grab the camera and be like, here's this book I read.
Yeah.
Or, you can ask people questions, be like, what was your favorite fantasy novel when you were a kid?
Yeah.
And something that I think writers forget that we can talk about is you can talk about books that you've read in the past.
Yeah.
You don't have to always be talking about, the book that you just read. But I do love that you're doing that you're connecting with people as a reader and not just as like, I'm a writer, buy my book.
Yeah. Because because it's just like I'm reading and letting them know, I guess, that I'm reading the stuff that they are. And I kind of trying to approach it as more as like, I'm your book bestie. So like we like the same things.
Yeah.
I'm inspired by these same things. Similar elements might be found in said books of mine.
Right. Yeah, and that's even more so why I think that just having your face on camera and putting more photos and more videos of you will help you get more engagement and more interest. Because it's like, if you're my book bestie, I want to, see who you are. I want to feel like we're having a face-to-face conversation. So do you feel like you're reaching readers on Instagram?
Yes and no, but I've also found that it's a way to where people who have read me are engaging with me more. I just had a person tag me in a story that they had talked because they had just finished my book and they loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Awesome.
so they were sharing it with their friends. And then, like, of course, like, I, it's like, oh my God, I'm so happy, thank you for enjoying, and sharing and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Then I shared it on mine. And then they ended up messaging me back and it's like, hey, would you mind if I cosplay your characters?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
would I mind?
My mind? No.
I would be delighted. You'd make me the happiest
honored.
person on the planet.
Yeah. So, like, I'm finding some good engagement that way, and then also like other engagements with other indie authors, and we help support each other that way.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a lot of kind of give and take that way.
Mm-hmm.
More on the author end, not quite so much on the reader end. And that's like what I love connecting with other authors. Other authors are terrible readers. Like we are the worst. I have a whole list
they're busy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a row back here of indie books that I've picked up from people that I know that I just haven't had time to read.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I know how it goes.
Yeah. So I mean, between TikTok and Instagram, I have an okay-ish engagement, but I'm not always seeing that translate.
Okay, to actual sales.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
or even further engagement, which is really like the more bummy thing because it feels like I'm just screaming into the void, and be like, these are some of my favorite books from childhood. This one actually inspired me to be a writer. It's amazing characters. What are your favorites? And I feel like Dora the Explorer.
And then
like nothing.
Got it. Are you using all of the elements of Instagram? Like, are you using lives too? Do you do lives?
No, I have not done lives on Instagram. I didn't think I had enough people to do lives on Instagram.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a limit? You've got to have a certain number of followers.
Yeah.
Okay. I know there is on TikTok. I'm not sure that there is on Instagram.
Actually, it does not look like there is one. Mm-hmm. So I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, you could be doing Instagram lives.
Yeah.
All right. And do you respond to all of your comments when people do engage?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heart them and then I reply back.
Mm-hmm. When's the last time you made a post reminding people to review your book?
Never.
Okay. So let's do that.
I've always felt kind of like weird, like begging for reviews. I've done stuff like
you're not begging, you're asking. You're asking politely.
Yeah. I've done things where it's like, what are the easiest ways to support indie authors? Like one of them is reviews, but it's never been like me explicitly being like, hi friends. Please leave a review.
So, one, you're allowed to ask for what you want. And what we want right now is we want more reviews. That's the big focus, I think, right now for you. Mm-hmm. So once a month, it's good. Just once a month on your calendar, and by the end of the month, people are going to forget that last month you did it.
Yeah.
And and of course, a lot of our followers don't see most of our posts anyway, unless they're actively unless they're your most engaged fans who are checking your page for updates.
Yeah.
So once a month, you're going to ask for reviews. And once a month, you're also going to post a quote from a review and thank that person on social because people love a shout out. And it's going to remind other people, they're like, oh yeah, I need to review that. And then maybe I'll get a shout out.
At least I have some already to be backlogged while I look for new ones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and stick to, I say don't engage with bad reviews.
Yeah.
And you don't have any 1 stars, I didn't think, but.
No. Mm-hmm. And like that, and I think I've gotten to the point where bad 1-star reviews wouldn't bother me. Like I would look at it to make sure there's nothing actionable, there's a lot of people saying the same thing. Let me look at it. Mm-hmm. I've learned after 10 years that not everyone.
Make your husband do it. make your husband do it. Make somebody else. Make your best friend do it. Find another indie author where you can read each other's bad reviews and check them for red flags. Yeah. And then you can keep your peace. Yeah. And also find out.
Yeah. I mean, not every book is made for everybody.
Exactly.
Like I DNF'd a very, very popular book before, and my friend was like, "It's her favorite," and she goes, "Really?" I was like, "Honestly, I'm like, it's not my jam. It's okay. You love it, and that's all for you. I will buy it for you."
Gotcha. So I'm just going to keep our focus on Instagram, because what I usually recommend is, focus on one platform, build it really strong, and then you can start cross posting, basically like share your old Instagram post to TikTok or whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you are an overachiever, you can be posting brand new content to TikTok and brand new content to Instagram at the same time. I think that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But
yeah, for my TikTok, it will probably be mostly bringing it back in from just being the randomness that is my life, to a more branded thing. Because like right now, it's mostly just like I just did a post today talking about the most exciting thing about the new Star Wars game that I'm playing is I get to pet the aliens. So
okay. All right. Then on Instagram, do you know who like some of your indie comp authors are?
Not real. I mean, I can't pull any off the top of my head because they're all kind of different.
Right.
I would say probably the close, because none of my friends really do high fantasy. She's not much on Instagram, but she's more so on TikTok. Is MK Mulford. She did the High Mountain Court. I also did the map for her book series. But she's since been picked up by a smaller publisher.
Okay. How about, is there any, there another author who you really admire who's like not like 20 years ahead of you, but maybe like 2 to 3 years ahead of you? Like you look at them and you're like, ooh, like I really want to, like, I hope I can get to that point soon.
Yeah, I have a couple.
Okay.
One, it's her name on Instagram is Crows and Quill. She does like a steampunk fantasy. And
I think I follow her.
Yeah, she's amazing. I actually have her book on my shelf right now. Super sweet. I like her. Another one is Elle Rain. ER books is her thing. She's in Durham, so she's close-ish to me. But like her ability to be able just to go to these conventions and do so well is like she's always trying to help me like find new places to go to.
Gotcha.
So she does like a lot of smaller markets.
How about somebody who's like, is there someone you really look up to who's in the same genre as you, like really high fantasy?
Not on the indie scale.
Okay. Even if they're on like traditionally published, but they're just not like I'm not gonna go to like the Anne Rice Instagram. I don't know that Anne Rice had an Instagram. I mean, Anne Rice is dead now, but I don't know if Anne Rice's publishing team like has an Instagram, but I wouldn't go there like for inspiration because Anne Rice is too far ahead of me.
Yeah. Not really.
Okay.
I mean, some of my favorite authors are, Leah Bordeaux and then Gareth Nix, who did the Old Kingdom series. Of the newer authors that are kind of crazy, that like if I could only just be like their success is like phenomenal.
Right.
Is I'm going to butcher her name, but it's the lady who wrote Iron Widow.
Okay.
And Heavenly Tyrant. Like,
is that Shiran J. Zhao?
Yeah, I was going to butcher it. But I just, she only has the 2 out, and she's been very successful with both. And, she was just like, they kept telling me no, and I stuck to my guns, and I did it. And I just like her personality-wise. Like, she's hilarious to me. And, just the care, and then I like that she keeps pushing back for the diversity in the reading world. Because I like, that's one of the things I really do like the most, is trying to tell different types of stories or different avenues of way of telling things, because it gets boring reading the same mess over and over again.
Right. No, I agree. So what I'd like you to do is you're going to go to her Instagram and you're going to look at who follows her. And you might find some other authors, and you're going to find some readers. And you're going to go and engage with those people.
Okay.
So you're going to go, obviously if their Instagram is private, then, or TikTok is private, there's nothing you can do about that. But the people whose stuff is public, just go and see if they're posting anything that's genuinely interesting to you. And then you just go start a conversation.
Yeah.
And you're not going to be trying to sell your books. You're just trying to meet people and connect with readers. Okay. And get out there a little more actively, because when you're just posting, when you just do the post and pray, it's a very passive marketing strategy. Whereas going out and actually seeking out connection and engaging with readers and other writers. But I think let's focus mainly on readers, just connecting them. People are going to be like, oh, who's this person?
Yeah.
But obviously you want to be authentic.
Yes.
And that's something that I usually recommend, at least 5 minutes a day. Even on days when you're not posting, just take 5 minutes, go look at authors you admire, see who's following them, and see if those people, are people you'd want to be buddies with, Do you know what other social platforms your readers are on? Is it mainly probably going to be TikTok then?
It's mainly
outside of Instagram.
Instagram. I've actually been thinking about retiring my YouTube channel, because it's a lot of work for zero effort. I've been running for that for years, and I've not even brokered 100. So it's energy wise, probably not worth my time. I'll just leave it as it is, and just because there is some stuff up there that's writing help that I would like to leave up for people. But outside of that, I think I'm probably just going to retire that channel and be like, I'm done. It's maybe later if I have, more time where I'm not trying to doggedly run after people, but it just wasn't. I'm not seeing a return on the energy effort.
You're not getting an ROI there. There's not a return on the investment.
Yes.
Got it. All right. So we're coming to the end of our hour. So we're gonna come up with an action plan based on all of this giant list of stuff I've told you to do.
Yes. The page and a half of notes that I have.
Yep. So, and obviously this is not all going to get done in 1 week or 1 month. And as far as seeing a real shift in success on social media, usually it takes about 12 weeks of consistent posting with your new strategy before you know whether it's working or not. It's kind of like trying out a migraine medicine. I don't know if you've ever had migraines.
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably
it's
why I have glasses. My eyes are going out and migraine.
Yeah. I'm personally on migraine preventive number 7 that I'm trying. And it's always like, okay, we'll try this. We'll try this out for 3 months and we'll see if it's working. And if not, we're going to try something different.
Yeah.
And that's how I want you to think about coming at your social media strategy is we're going to make some changes. We're going to try it out. We're going to see what works. We'll keep that. We'll see what's not working and we get rid of it.
Okay.
And we just think of it as kind of an ever evolving experiment. It's or even an ever evolving game. It's the game is just to see how good can you get.
Yes.
So the number one thing that I think that we want to focus on right now is I think you need to run a review copy campaign.
Okay.
So, and it'll probably be for that first book of the new series.
Which works out well because I'm supposedly having the 4th book out towards the end of this year.
Oh, perfect.
So that was kind of already in my head of I was going to need to do that. I've actually been, every time while I've been writing, I've been gathering it and making Instagram adverts for the book itself.
Okay.
So it's the promos for it. So it's inspiration pictures, quotes from the books.
Right. And you make book trailers, right? You had some book trailers on Goodreads. Okay.
Yep.
Great. All right. So we've got this big long list. So now we're going to whittle it down into an actual plan. And your annual goal is to...
Oh,
that's okay.
Sorry.
You're all good.
Really tracked out. My annual goal is to, I would really like to have just more reader engagement.
Okay.
Specifically in the form of reviews.
Yes. So let's try, let's put a number on it and let's make that number 50.
50 reviews?
Because once you kind of get past that 50 review hump, it gets a lot easier. That's when the retailers start to say, okay, people like this. And then the retailers are more likely to push it out a little bit for you.
Okay.
You want to make it as easy as possible for Amazon to sell your books for you because they have way more people than you can ever possibly hope to reach. Like I said, we're going to have you do a review copy campaign. And you're going to want to be doing that campaign for a somewhat extended period of time.
Okay.
Like maybe even up to the point that the fourth book comes out. Like, which would give you like a good, like you thinking probably like 5 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like as long as it takes, those first 50 reviews are worth their weight in gold. You can give away as many free ebooks as it takes.
Okay. Yeah.
to get to that 50 review mark. So underneath annual, we're going to put down your goals for this month. We'll call that June because we're right at the end of May. So what you're going to do is you're going to launch your review campaign this month. So you're going to need to make some videos saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. And you're going to need to be posting consistently, not every single post, obviously, but posting at least weekly, inviting people to join your review campaign. You can phrase this all different kinds of ways. You can be like, you know, do you want a free ebook? You know, do you want, you know, I'm doing a review campaign. Do you want to be a reviewer? Do you like this kind of fantasy? You should join my review campaign. Yeah. And you can't make people review you, and you can't obviously solicit at like positive reviews specifically. Yeah. But all you're trying to do is get as many copies of the book out there as possible. Yes. Because when you run, it's essentially you're running ARCs, except it's not advanced. It's because the book's already out. And the more you get, the better. Because there are millions of people out there who read high fantasy, and if you've got to give away 500 ebooks, to increase your reach, so be it. Because there's people who might read your books one day, who like aren't even born yet. There's an infinite number of people who could potentially, well, maybe not infinite, but a very, very vast number of people who could potentially read your book. Let's pick what you're going to do this week. Okay. And remind me, are you working right now too?
No, not right now. I have all the time in the world to dedicate to being an author.
Awesome.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking, but I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to treat this like I have no other venue until I do have another venue, and then I can adjust. But while I have the time to give my all, I'm going to. You want
to invest as much time and effort as you can. I think that's smart. Okay. So for this week, we're going to pick no more than 5 items from this big long list. Okay. The most important is going to be you're going to plan that review campaign. Okay. So even if you don't post anything for it yet, you're going to start to brainstorm content. Okay. And how, you said you've got your content calendar now for Instagram. How far out are you planning at the moment?
I am actually getting ready to start planning out for the entire next month.
Okay, perfect.
Because I try to do it kind of somewhat of a month in advance, because then I have to because I also go to conventions. So it's like I try to plan some content around conventions and then
get that FOMO, baby.
Yep. And then like other events of things that are going on, so that I can kind of make sure that I'm not missing things out. And that it's there. I keep looking at it, so I have to kind of adhere to it.
Okay. So for this week, you're going to plan to start posting 3 times a week to Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, now you know that once a month you're going to be asking for reviews just across the board.
Yeah.
And once a month you're going to be sharing text from a review. So that's already, 2 out of 12 posts. And you know that you're going to be potentially even just importing some content from TikTok over to Instagram.
Yeah.
I'd like you to be talking about your review campaign at least once a week.
Okay.
But if you only do one thing this week, make it planning that review campaign.
Yeah.
And I do want to see you posting about the review campaign. You don't have to start posting about it this week. It can be next week.
Yeah.
But when you do start posting about it, I want to see you posting about it to Instagram and to TikTok. Post about it everywhere.
Okay.
Just get that spread out as wide as possible, so that as many people as possible see it. Because the more copies you get out, the more likely it is that you'll get reviews.
Okay.
Because a certain number of people will not read the book at all.
Yes.
Or not read it during the time frame. A certain percentage will read it but not review it. And then a certain percentage will read it and actually review it. And it's just a numbers game.
Okay. So question about getting the book to the people.
Mm-hmm.
So I have of 2 minds of kind of how to do it, and I'm okay with doing both.
Mm-hmm.
I figure the one would be easiest is having it offered through the newsletter, as in like that be like a permanent portion of my newsletter from now until the end of the campaign.
Uh-huh.
That would encourage people to also sign up for said newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other option, I guess, would be like an email sign up Google form thing type of scenario. That's kind of like how we're thinking I should.
You can do it both ways.
Yeah. Okay.
So for social media, you can, what am I trying to say? For social media, you can send people to a form where they submit, and then you can send things to them manually.
Yeah.
Just like email them the EPUB file.
Yes.
The thing to know about that is you may have to pull that book out of KU first.
Okay.
Because distributing review copies, Amazon could claim that you're in violation of that non-compete.
Okay.
But it doesn't seem like KU is doing a lot for you anyway.
Yeah.
So what you could do is just start hyping it up. And then at the end of your 90-day window, opt that book out of Kindle Unlimited, and then you'll be able to legally distribute it freely.
Okay.
But I think, if you were getting lots and lots of page reads in KU and lots of reviews from KU, I wouldn't be suggesting that we do this. But since you're not, then fuck it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Any last questions for me today, Kristen?
How do you want me to touch base with you? Just shoot you an email?
Just email. Yep.
Okay.
Just email me.
I will do.
All right. What else?
Right now, I don't. I will chew over everything probably the rest of this week and start formulating plans for things.
Yeah, I know it was a lot of information. We got through a lot today.
Yeah, no, this is desperately what I needed because it's so hard to have a plan and you can read about these things, but it's just like
right. Yeah, it helps. I have just learned over the 7.5 years of being self-employed. I've just learned how to take information and turn it into a plan.
Yeah,
that's basically what I teach people to do.
Yeah.
And I've also got a big long list of the things that I'm planning to do with my books. So,
well, if you need a map for it, I am your girl.
I'll let you know.
Awesomeness. All right. But no,
excellent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kristen.
It's I have very much squirrel brain, and so it's very hard to take it all and then figure out what to do with it.
Yep.
So I am so looking forward to implementing these things.
Excellent. All right. Well, I will be in touch. We will be in touch in a week.
All right. See you then.
All right. Have a good one.